Can you feel the excitement? Oh. I think they should rename this Olight 18th anniversary sale to the Olight Ultra sale, because the real focal point of this event is going to be ultra models of things that they already make. You're going to get the Oclip Ultra, the Warrior Ultra, and a knife that I have never seen before called the Duron. I don't know if they're calling it the Duron Ultra. I have to apologize. Funny enough, I'm a knife channel, and I got zero information from Olight or O-Knife on this knife. So we're just going to kind of wing it. What makes the Ultras special is the fact that you're upgrading the outside material to their exclusive AOL material, Olight aluminum alloy. Now, that was developed by Olight to be as light as standard aluminums like 6061, 7075, but they claim it's 1.73 times harder than 6061. Now, I have no way to quantify that number. What I can tell you is, from owning an Arkfeld Ultra, I have carried it, I have dropped it, I haven't purposefully abused it, but I have done more with it than I do with many of my lights because I figured it could handle it. And so far, it has. I really don't even have any daily snail trails on it. It's kind of nuts. I want to start with my favorite here. I have actually I should rephrase that, two of my all-time favorite flashlights in my collection, regardless of price, and I have lights that are thousands of dollars a piece. Two of my absolute favorites are Olights. One is the little Baton Turbo that just came out a few months ago, like 6 months ago. It is a stupid, ridiculous powerhouse that I've never seen in a light that size. And the other was a special limited edition that I had to run down on the secondary market because they had sold out a year prior and people were charging double and almost triple what the light originally sold for. And that is the Warrior 3S Titanium in the Fire Edition. These are the same light, except this is titanium and this is OAL. There are some further changes, and I want to go over those with you. And the reason I'm going to do a head-to-head comparison on these is because I feel terrible. We have had horrible weather where I live. I cannot get outside to do my normal standard nighttime beam shots to show you the performance of this absolutely jaw-dropping light. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop in some footage from when I reviewed my 3S Titanium. And I want you to understand that there are significant performance differences. My Warrior 3S Ti is very, very powerful at 1850 lumens, but the Warrior Ultra bumps it up not to 2000, but to 2500 lumens. That is a significant difference. My maximum throw is 260 meters, and this light absolutely does it, boy, let me tell you. This is 320 meters. All that being run off of the exact same battery inside, a 5,000 milliamp hour, 21700 battery. On the Ultra, the claimed maximum runtime on low, which is 1 lumen, is 55 days. Now imagine that. 55 days of having serviceable light. Okay, a few things that you should know. I've always loved the texture the milling on the body of my Warrior 3S tie, because it's very, very, very grippy. They've made it grippier. They've also made it cooler with this spiral look. But this is almost like it's been hand checkered. It is really super grippy. If you drop this, you got a problem. They have updated the look of the LEDs around the side switch, which I know they're blinking funky because the flickering matches the camera, but whatever. So on the right, you have your battery indicator, and on the left, you have your mode indication. The other great thing is now you have a tail switch in addition to that. Now your tail switch is where your magnetic charger is going to hook up, but it's also your fast access. Half press is high, full depress is turbo. You have crazy power at just at the touch of your thumb. Now, don't forget, this does have an electronic lockout. All you've got to do is push and hold. And it cannot fire in your pocket, no matter which switch you hit. Press and hold to allow you to turn it back on, and that will take you into moonlight mode. That's your 1 lumen. Now, you could choose from there if you want to press and hold to go through your modes, double click to turbo, or if you want to use your tail switch. Again, your half press is high and full press is turbo. Now, you might have noticed it's been kicking down when I do that because I'm too close to it. You have a safety sensor right here. This is the smart safety sensor. It's a proximity sensor. If something is too close to the head of the lamp, it won't let it run on any of the high modes so that it won't generate enough heat to burn something. This is a wonderful safety feature. Your clip, you can swivel around to carry this in any orientation that you like. Another difference from the original is they have a more aggressive crenellated bezel than they did before. This one's a little bit on the soft side. This one's more like aggressive teeth. So you could use this for glass breaking and what Olight says as self-defense. Sure, you could match this into pressure points on someone's body and kind of manipulate them to do what you want them to do, but I would suggest not doing that. Don't get somebody within arm's reach if you're really trying to defend yourself. Okay, so one of my favorite lights that I've ever owned is this Warrior 3S. Now they've made the Warrior Ultra. They have stepped everything up. I just wish it wasn't this ugly golden green. I know they're going for OD green, but it's like a gold green. I'm not a fan. They're offering a gorgeous blue. I would tell you right now, go look at the website. Go take a look at a picture of it. If I haven't found one to put up here on the video, I will. If I do, I'll put it up here. Oh my God, get the blue. Get it before. That is going to sell out first. It is sexy as all hell. And you're going to have one of the best lights, not only Olight has ever made, but anybody has ever made. This thing is fantastic. All right, now we're getting my bias out of the way, my favorite light out of the way. We'll talk about the Oclip. This might be one of the most useful lights that Olight has ever made because you've got a lot of different options to use it. I know because I've had an Olight Pro for, I'm sorry, not an Olight Pro, an Oclip Pro for quite a while, and I've been enjoying it. So you have different modes to choose from for your different lights. You have a UV light, you have a I guess it's not really a thrower, but your floodlight is up here. So your very floody wide light is here. Your more concentrated beam that's more for throwing at a distance is here. Your searchlight, your spotlight. And then of course the UV. You can clip this onto the strap of your backpack. You can clip it onto the collar of your t-shirt. You can stick it with its magnet on pretty much any surface. That is not very magnetic. I haven't had a problem with mine. Well, there you go. Oh, that's right, because it was on the clip. It's not the base. I'm used to them having the magnets at the base. I apologize. So you've got a lot of different ways that you can stick this, a lot of different ways to use it. And now, instead of being standard aluminum that's anodized, that could be scratched fairly easily, now you have the OAL. Oh, you want to know how powerful it is? Well, how about 530 lumens? If you're using the UV, it's an 800 milliwatt UV light. And you've got up to 144 hours of runtime on low. This is great for a hands-free experience. You can have this sitting right here on the table. Do a little bit of reading in the tent. As I mentioned before, you can clip it to something on your body, and you could be hiking through the woods, walking around without having to hold it in your hands. So you've got your walking stick in one hand and your bear spray, I guess, in the other. So you're completely hands-free. And if there's a weight difference, I can't tell it. And for this to be that much stronger than this one, I don't know. I think that's pretty darn cool, though. So that is the Oclip Ultra. And then finally, the knife that they sent me. I'm going to say this. For those of you that have followed me for the past 13 years on my knife channel, you realize that I can certainly be a knife snob. I don't really want to be, but I've come out here and shown you $30,000 knives. I've shown you $10,000 knives. I've shown you a lot of handmade masterpieces that could never be duplicated or replicated. But I've also shown you some really great production knives as well. And as far as production folders go, if somebody sent me an aluminum folder, I'd be like, okay, it's aluminum. We're all buying titanium. We want that lightweightness. We want that durability. Typically, we're not going to be very impressed by aluminum. The only brand I can think of off the top of my head that I actually really, really like their knives, and they offer a lot in aluminum, is ProTech. But they're on such a high level. This definitely has a kind of a Benchmade feel to me. And I pick it up and go, well, the action is really, really smooth. It's got a wonderful detent. It's very easy to flick. It's also very easy to slow roll. It's got a really wonderful action. I like the decorative milling that they've done. It's handsome without being overdone, and it gives you a little bit of grip. You have a reversible pocket clip. I would have preferred to see it they used a filler tab for whichever side doesn't have the clip. You would have had a piece of OAL that would be screwed in, that would be flush and milled in the same pattern, and it would let the knife look more complete. So hopefully someone at O-Knife is watching and takes that into consideration. This is what your more prestigious brands will do. I say that, but now there are knives out there from like Concept and stuff that are just meant to be budget knives that do the same thing. So yeah, that really should be something you should consider. This thumb stud placement is fantastic. They've got a black oxide DLC coating over Nitro V. Nitro V is a fantastic steel that takes a surprisingly keen edge, but you are going to have to resharpen it a little more often than something like S35VN or obviously Magna Cut, something like that. So you're getting a good steel that's not a premier steel. I can't tell you what the price is on this because, again, they gave me no information, unfortunately. The liaison that I deal with is on the flashlight side, and she is amazing with giving me all the information I could ever need about anything that she sends me. And this was thrown in. I wasn't expecting this in the package. And I gotta tell you, I really like it. You got about a 3.5-inch blade on here. Looks like it's about just under 8 inches in overall length in the OAL frame lock. They did a nice job. Again, not a color that I would have picked for myself, but that's okay. Now, let's talk about the specials. The sale is on Friday the 18th, and they usually last for about a week. You can use my code JSK10 to get an additional 10% off anything that you're purchasing. All customers will get a free i3E, which is, I believe, the little purple guy here. Every person that places an order will get an i3E for free. And this is a really nice little keychain light that you just simply twist on, twist off. Make sure you untwist it enough that if it gets pushed together, it doesn't just turn on. It is a slick little light. I gave one of these to my wife and she loves it. Roll away. Goodbye. Stay. Okay. Now stay. But wait, there's more. If you buy the Warrior Ultra, you will get a Sphere C Stellar Sky for free. Now, I have a Sphere, and I absolutely love it. I keep it in one corner of my living room, and just to kind of get a little bit of mood lighting away from the TV, because I have a bunch of, the LEDs that are set up behind my TV. Funny enough, the Olight LEDs. And I have kind of that whole room-filling mood lighting coming out from behind my television. But I keep the Sphere on the other side of the room, and it's just a nice little accent light. It's really, really cool. Now, if there was a time where the power goes out from a storm, I can crank that thing up on high, use the white light, and it's actually a very functional room-filling light. You're going to get that for free. Pretty darn cool. Now, I do believe these are going to be available as well. Otherwise, they would not have sent it to me. This is the i18. Another little keychain light that's got actually quite a bit of power to it. Oh, and it's a 2-stage. So you have a low and a high. But let's stop for a second. I want to tell you about my favorite keychain light ever. I've had one of these iMini 2s for a little over a year, I guess. This thing is fantastic. Number one, this is how you charge it. You're just going to plug that in to any of your USB cubes. That little hole right there, you could choose to run this on a keychain, which is fine. I personally wouldn't because you're going to end up losing the light. What I do is I have one of these on a jump ring attached to the zipper of my favorite winter coat. And I have another one on a jump ring attached to the zipper of a fanny pack EDC carry bag where I can carry a gun and knives and all kinds of stuff inside of there. All you've got to do to activate this, and this, I love this. There have been so many times that the light inside of my garage has gone out, and we're all coming in to come home, and I don't really have enough time before we get to the door to reach into my pocket and pull out one of my flashlights. All I got to do is this. I yank on my zipper, and that's it. Once it's seated back with the magnet, it turns off. Once it's disconnected from the magnet, it turns on. And that's all it is. It's just a simple little light. I also love using this in the movie theater. I can see all the way up where I need to go, as far as looking in front of me, and it's not disturbing anybody else. I'm considerate. I come in before the previews, and if I'm a couple seconds late and they've already dropped the house lights and I can't see, I've got this. I'm not interrupting anybody's movie experience. It's a tiny little light, but it's enough to give me the vision I need to get to my seat. So I think overall, the big theme for Olight lately is convenience. They've really thought of ways to make their lights as convenient as they possibly could. So that is part of your big rundown for the event. Make sure you're there Friday, April 18th when it kicks off. Again, you can use my code to get an extra 10% off. You get the free i3E 18th anniversary edition in this purple and gold when you place an order. And if you buy the Warrior Ultra, you're not only going to be 3 times more manly, but you're also going to get a sphere for free. Pretty awesome. Thank you guys for joining me as always, and I'll see you on the next video.